We are counting down the largest volcanic eruptions of the last 12,000 years, one from each continent. From ancient blasts that left scars seen from space to eruptions that split islands or chilled the very climate, this 7-part ranking reveals which volcanic giants truly reshaped Earth. Which eruption tops the list? Let us begin with Africa's Holocene giant. Mount Longonot rises from Kenya's Rift Valley, but its current shape is the aftermath of a colossal eruption 11,000 years ago. This event unleashed at least 30 to 50 cubic kilometers of dense rock equivalent, enough material to bury a city the size of Nairobi under a kilometer of ash. The blast carved out an 8-kilometer wide caldera, a scar still dominating the landscape today. Volcanologists estimate the eruption reached a volcanic explosivity index of 6, rivaling some of the most powerful events in recorded history. Radiocarbon dating and tephrochronology anchor this eruption as Africa's largest of the Holocene, even though few outside geological circles recognize its scale. The tephra blanket, mapped in detail by Kenyan scientists, stretches across the rift, setting a high bar for what counts as a true continental giant. Deception Island sits off the Antarctic peninsula, its crescent shape a direct result of a volcanic explosion around 4,000 years ago. That eruption, rated VEY6, hurled more than 30 cubic kilometers of ash and rock into the sky, enough to blanket the continent's edge and send volcanic glass as far as 4,600 kilometers away. The collision of magma and glacial ice created a caldera now flooded by the sea, forming the island's famous Horseshoe Bay. Ash from this event is locked in Antarctic ice cores, providing geologists with a time-stamped fingerprint of the eruption's reach. In the late 1960s, renewed volcanic activity forced scientists and support crews to evacuate their research stations. A stark reminder that even in the world's coldest landscapes, ice and fire can shape the land and rewrite the map. In 1452, the Kui volcano in Vanuatu tore the landscape apart with a force that split one island into two, an island-splitting blast. Geologists estimate the eruption ejected between 32 and 60 cubic kilometers of magma, one of the highest volumes in the last 700 years, registering a VEY of 6 or possibly 7. Both Greenland and Antarctic ice cores show a massive sulfate spike, the largest since 1257, pointing to a global climate shock. For the Ni Vanuatu people, this event lives on in oral histories, stories of fire breaking the land and darkness swallowing the sun. Modern scientists still debate the exact location of the submarine caldera, but the evidence is clear. Kui's eruption left scars on the Earth and in human memory, ranking as Oceania's largest confirmed blast of the Holocene. High in the central Andes, the Cerro Robledo eruption scattered ash across the Altiplano nearly 4,300 years ago. For decades, the true scale of this event lay hidden until Argentine scientists turned to satellite and drone mapping. Landsat and Sentinel images revealed a tephra blanket stretching for hundreds of kilometers, a pale signature visible from orbit thanks to the region's sparse vegetation. Radiocarbon dates from Andean lake sediments anchor the eruption's timing, while isopoch maps suggest a volume between 10 and 20 cubic kilometers, enough to earn a volcanic explosivity index of 6. The ash dispersal, shaped by the Andes' altitude and winds, forced a revision of South America's volcanic rankings. Remote sensing didn't just redraw maps, it showed how even the most isolated eruptions can leave marks legible from space. Santorini, known to the ancient world as Thera, unleashed a Bronze Age eruption so vast it reshaped both the island and the Aegean's destiny. Around 3,600 years ago, the volcano collapsed in on itself, expelling at least 60 cubic kilometers of dense rock equivalent, enough to blanket the eastern Mediterranean in ash. The caldera that now defines Santorini formed in those days of fire and darkness. Archaeologists uncovered the city of Akrotiri, frozen beneath meters of pumice, its streets and frescoes preserved mid-evacuation. Tsunami deposits ring the coast from Crete to Turkey, silent witnesses to the waves that followed the blast. While the story of Atlantis is often tied to this event, no evidence proves a direct link. What remains beyond myth is the scale. A VEY 6 to 7 eruption, ash traced from the Aegean to Egypt, and a date bracketed by olive wood and radiocarbon from 1627 to 1600 BCE. Mount Mazama once towered over the forests of southern Oregon, but around 7,800 years ago, a violent eruption tore the mountain apart. In a matter of days, nearly 50 cubic kilometers of magma blasted into the sky, enough to qualify as a VEI 7 event. The summit collapsed inward, leaving behind a vast caldera that would eventually fill with rain and snowmelt, becoming Crater Lake. Ash from the eruption, known as Mazama ash, settled across western North America, forming a layer that geologists still use to date ancient landscapes. Modern LiDAR scans reveal the intricate contours of the caldera floor, confirming the scale of collapse first suspected by early USGS explorers. Radiocarbon dating of buried forests beneath the ash anchors this event as North America's largest Holocene eruption, a geological marker as clear as the lake's blue water. Beneath the waves south of Kyushu, the Kikai caldera hides the scars of the largest volcanic eruption of the Holocene. Around 7,300 years ago, this submarine giant unleashed over 300 cubic kilometers of dense rock equivalent, more than any eruption in the last 12,000 years. Multi-beam bathymetry and deep-sea cores reveal a caldera 20 kilometers across, its rim now submerged. The Akahoya tephra from this blast blankets much of Japan, and even reaches the Korean peninsula, forming a time marker for archaeologists and climate scientists alike. Geochemical fingerprinting and Bayesian radiocarbon dating tie this eruption to a single catastrophic event. Kikai's eruption stands as a global benchmark, a reminder that Earth's greatest forces often lie hidden beneath the sea. From Kenya's Longonot caldera to the underwater giant of Kikai in Japan, this list has revealed the largest volcanic eruptions on every continent during the Holocene, each one chosen not for its fame, but for its sheer eruptive volume, caldera collapse, and global impact. The most shocking entry, Kikai caldera, unleashed over 300 cubic kilometers of magma, dwarfing even legendary eruptions like Santorini or Mount Mazama, which themselves dramatically reshaped landscapes and left ash blankets stretching for thousands of kilometers. Across 7 entries, a common thread emerges. These eruptions transcended borders and climates, from Antarctic ice to Pacific islands, proving that volcanic power is a truly global force. In every case, satellite mapping, ice core records, and archaeological layers provided the clues to rank these titans by scientific evidence rather than myth. The real surprise? Some of Earth's greatest cataclysms lie hidden beneath lakes or sea, their histories only recently uncovered. This list reminds us that our planet's most explosive moments are often far larger and more recent than most people imagine, shaping continents and climates in ways still visible today.